Hello, everybody. We are super excited to have all of you on here for this Get the More event. And I'm very excited to have Judy Joel from Home Office with us this evening. And she is going to be sharing so much good information with you all. And I am super excited for her to be here. So Judy, you can go ahead and take it away.
Melody, thank you very much. And a really huge thank you to all of you for taking the time to join us tonight. I have a feeling we're going to have a few more that are going to continue to pop in. And tonight we are going to be talking about getting the more you are looking for from your Pampered Chef business. Before I do that, though, I just want to give a really big shout out to every single one of you in this amazing organization for everything that you are doing together as a team to create tremendous success. You know, I think, excuse me, all of a sudden I have a little frog in my throat. I think all of you can be so very, very proud of every single thing that you've accomplished. As a matter of fact, so far this year, you have already welcomed 51 new consultants, 17 of, yeah, that's great, Margie, 17 of them in the month of March. And you are in momentum. You are growing and thriving and working together as a team. As a matter of fact, when I asked Melody what she was so proud of with this team, she told me it was that you did work together as a team, that you're consistent, that you push for goals together, and it's the way that you work together that makes her so proud. And I'm excited to have been invited to come and really share more about the Pampered Chef opportunity and every single thing it has to offer. You know, at Pampered Chef, we know it has been a crazy couple of years, right? A lot of crazy stuff going on. And one thing that this organization and Melody, you especially, I think, can be very, very proud of with this team is that you have weathered it all, so to speak, right? You have continued to grow throughout it. Yes, did you have your ups and downs? Absolutely, positively. But today you're at a pace of growth. You came through the storm, so to speak, as a strong, vibrant, growing team, never missing that executive team status. And I just want to send a shout out from the Home Office to every single one of you, how proud we are of every single one of you. And of course, the amazing leadership in this organization, from Melody to every single director on this team, right? You guys are amazing. And that's the very first thing I wanted to shout out. I know this team will continue to strive to be qualified as an executive team month after month after month. And I know that by striving for that, it's going to bring all of you, not just this organization, to new heights. And that's really what we want to talk about tonight, right? What's in it for every single one of you in this business, and really, hopefully, share with you everything that the Pampered Chef has to offer, so you can make a decision on what it is that you want from your business, the same way Melody Harper did many, many years ago. When I first met her, I remember, Melody, meeting you at a Lead Plus event. I believe it was a Lead Plus event for the very first time. So quiet, so shy, right? You would never believe that today. Wondering, what the heck am I doing here? I don't belong in this group of amazing leaders. There were so many amazing leaders in that room. And there's no doubt that she absolutely positively did belong in that amazing group of leaders. So, but tonight is about every single one of you and getting the more that you're looking for from your business. I'm going to share my screen here. And in doing that, so many of you are going to disappear off my screen. I'm not going to be able to see quite as many of you. Let me see if I can do this so I can bring, well, what the heck just happened here? Okay, now I can't see you at all, but that's not what I wanted to happen. Can you guys see my screen? Somebody type it in the chat I can't even see my.
No.
You can't see my screen. Okay. I knew something was wrong here. Hang on a minute. What did I do wrong, people? Oh, I know what I did wrong. Aha. Okay, my apologies. Okay, Now can you see my screen?
Yes, there it goes.
Yes. And now I'm going to make the screen go bigger. Okay, now I can see all of you and the screen and the chat, everything. So I'm going to let you guys know that I do have the chat here in front of me, so I'm able to follow along with the chat, and certainly would love for you to share comments in the chat as we go through our Get the More You're Looking For opportunity this evening. And that's what tonight is really about. It's really sharing with all of you every single thing that the Pampered Chef has to offer. And I really want to start out tonight with our fearless leader, Doris Christopher, right? I mean, Doris Christopher started this company from the basement of her home in 1980. Some of you may not know the story of how Pampered Chef began. Others of you may, but it really is an amazing American success story. But the amazing thing about Doris is that when she started this company, she had a vision, but she didn't have the vision yet. When she started the company, she did it because she wanted to make a little bit more money and not have to go back to her full-time job. Prior to starting Pampered Chef, Doris Christopher was a home economics teacher, and she wanted to find a way to have a business from her home, share what she already knew and loved with people everywhere. Well, really people in her neighborhood, with her friends and her family, right? And that's really how Pampered Chef was born. And back then, she had a mission, a vision to be able to help people bring their families around the table by creating great meals with the right tools that will get the job done in the best way possible. And back then she said, more than anything else, I just wanted to make a positive difference in people's lives. And she did. She absolutely did. From her very first show to here we are 40 some odd years later, where she is still creating that difference. And one of the things that I will tell you is one of the things that I absolutely love about Pampered Chef is its vision and its mission. And I kind of have always been of the feeling that there are two visions and missions here. First, Doris's vision, for her very first vision and mission of bringing families around the table and helping them, prepare these meals with those right tools. But that second vision that she didn't have possibly in 1980, but shortly thereafter she found, was that ability to be able to offer people, women and men, the ability to run a business from their home and offer that to so many. To be able to offer people the opportunity to earn an income while sharing these amazing products. And I think that's really what makes Pampered Chef stand out so much, even today, is that dual mission and vision, right? Of being able to help so many have so much, from our friends and family to our customers and our hosts, and finally to all of you, the consultants who've joined our business, right? So more than anything else, that's what she wanted, to be able to make a difference. So what I want you to put in the chat right now is, if you found that Pampered Chef has made a difference in your lives in these few months or even years that you've been part of it, just drop a 1 in the chat for me and let me know if Pampered Chef has made a difference. And if you want to share in the chat what it's meant to you to be part of Pampered Chef, we're going to give you that opportunity now. Yeah, look at this. It's so true. It really is so true. Pampered Chef can make a difference in so many ways, right? If you want to share one of the ways it's made a difference for you, go right ahead and share it in the chat with everyone. Well, I asked this big question. So who wants more, right? It's made a difference for you today. In your meal times, Eric says, you built your forever home. Melody Harper, I know that was a huge project for you last year, right? More family time, stay home and homeschool my son. I love that, Holly, right? But let me ask you all a question. Who wants more from their Pampered Chef business? And what might you want more of? And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. My commissions helped my son pay his rent while he was on dialysis and had a kidney. Oh my goodness. and had a kidney transplant over the course of 2 years. And that is so amazing. I went from living paycheck to not quite the next paycheck to buying my dream home. I am able to pay off all the bills and buy groceries in the same month. Christy, I love seeing that. And there's so many stories like this, right? In Pampered Chef, in this amazing organization, there are so many stories. And David, you want all of that. And tonight we're going to talk about how you can get it, right? There's so much more you can have in Pampered Chef, to more time for your family, more ways to you can learn how to cook. You can share great tips and tools with everybody that you know. You have the opportunity to earn vacations, just so much more that you can be doing. And here's the beautiful part, is that it truly is up to you to decide what it is you want from your Pampered Chef business. And here's what I want you to know about that. Whatever it is that you want from your Pampered Chef business, that's what we want for you. And I mean that sincerely from my heart and soul. And I know Melody would tell you exactly the same thing. In our Pampered Chef business, we have consultants, senior consultants, team leaders. We have people who want more than that, build teams that become directors, advanced directors, senior directors, and even beyond into our executive levels of leadership. And whatever it is that you want from your business, you can have from your business. It truly is up to you. And there's a seat at the table for everyone. Before I share what all those seats at the table might look like, I want you to dream a little bit. And I want you to do that by sharing some of the businesses of top leaders in our company from 2018 and 2019. Now, some of you might be saying, Judy, why are you going back so far? Well, the fact of the matter is I made a chart that looked exactly like this, and I showed what was going on from 2020 to 21 and 21 to 22. And you know what everybody said to me? But Judy, that was during COVID times. I actually didn't even want to say that word because I want to take that word out of my vocabulary totally and forever. But the fact is, those were amazing times. We went through some very good times during those COVID years, and we went through some tough things during those years as well. But I wanted to take you back, and I wanted to show you what was happening across this country, and quite honestly, in this organization from 2018 to 2019, and the growth and the income that was happening then. And we were definitely in growth mode, just like we are today at Pampered Chef. And what this chart shows you is 12 leaders across our company who all took part in one of our programs. Back then they were called Lead and Lead Plus. Today they're called Peak Influence and Executive Bound. And they took part in our programs. And when you take part in our programs, we ask you to commit to us and to yourself that you will focus on doing 2 things and achieve 2 things. We actually hold you accountable to it. And those 2 things are to hold a minimum of 8 shows in the month and welcome 2 new people. In this company, we believe that 8 can truly make you great. And that, yep, you could choose to do 8 shows a week if you wanted to, or 8 shows every other week. But the fact is, if you're doing 8 shows a month and you're recruiting 2, you will be in growth. And Melody Harper is the perfect example of that, because she achieved that. She went through these and graduated from these programs. As a matter of fact, she might be one of these 12 leaders on this page, okay? But I want you to find yourself here. Where are you today? Right? Look at this first column where it says end count. I'm pointing over here because I have 2 screens up right now. So you see me looking here, it's because I'm looking at my other screen, right? But this column 1 is end count, right? These first 2 leaders, it was just them in May of 2018. And 1 year later, they had 77 and 118 people in their organization, respectively. Leader number 3 in May of 2018 had 5 people in their organization, 11 people. Leaders 4 and 5, around 50. Where are you today on this chart? And look at where you could be a year from now. if you just simply committed to yourself that you're going to do everything in your power to do the 8 and 2 and follow the lead given to you by the leaders in this organization, by Melody and others in this organization who I know are here to help you as well. If you're a consultant today and you were like leader number 1, you would go from having 0 sales in May of 2018, which really that tells us leaders 1 and 2 that they weren't even consultants yet. But 1 year later in the same month, selling $38,000 as a team and $72,000 as a team. They went to having no one in their organization at all, to having 4 and 6 directors in their organization and earning $2,600 and $3,800 respectively. Let me ask you a question. How many of you in this Zoom room right now or listening to this recording would be really excited if you were making $3,800 a month every single month for the rest of this year, or even 6 months from now? I bet, without a doubt, there's many of you, right? Just put it in the chat if you would love to see that happen. And then dream a little more and go down the chart and look at what some of these other leaders achieved. Look at leader number 5. Started the year with 52 consultants in May of 2018, 52 consultants in an organization. And 1 year later, 297 consultants. My battery is running low. That is not a good thing, people. I am just plugged in. I didn't even realize I was not plugged in. Okay, so 1 year later, had 297 people, went from the organization selling $25,000 a month to $153,000 a month, went from making $2,600 a month to, in that month, May of 2019, earning $10,000. Right? Look how many of you'd say, I love earning $3,500 a month. Man, imagine if you were earning $10,000, or in some of these cases, even more. And here's what I know, guys, is if one person can do it, anyone can do it. If 2 things can happen. Number 1, if you believe it's possible, if you believe in yourself enough, if you believe that you can do, be, and have anything you want in your life and in your Pampered Chef business, if you're willing to work hard enough to get it. And when I say hard, I'm not talking about digging ditches and, you know, picking up after storms that come through and all those hard work. I'm talking about focused, intentional activities, usually being done on your couch, in your jammies sometimes, right? I mean, it's not hard in one sense, but can be hard in others if you don't know what to do and you don't stay focused and you don't put the right habits into place. So let's start with this belief, because to me, honestly, if you leave this call tonight with nothing else but understanding that this is the number 1 thing that you have to do to have success in your business. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in this business, and you have to believe in this company and this team that we've got you and that you can actually do this. Now I'm going to tell you my simple definition of the word belief, and it's worth writing down. Belief, simply put, is what we tell ourselves every day. Belief is what we tell ourselves every day. And that's not because I say it's what belief is. Just Google it. Because the fact is your brain will believe anything you tell it if you tell it often enough. So what is it that you're telling yourself about who you are, what you're capable of, and what you can achieve in your Pampered Chef business? Are you feeding your head with good, positive thoughts? Or are you questioning your ability to sell, to book shows, to welcome consultants, to find someone in your organization, if you're a director already today, who might also want to be a director and help them succeed at that level. You see, if we feed our head with positive, we will get positive. It will come out the other way. I promise you, every single time. Why? Because of this belief triangle. And this triangle sat on my desk, I want to tell you, on the wall in front of my desk for years. Because when you understand the power of this, you got it. I want to tell you, you got it. And this triangle says my beliefs, what I tell myself every day of who I am and what I'm capable of, will always determine my actions. And those actions will always determine my results. And those results will then reinforce my beliefs. My beliefs will determine my actions. My actions will determine my results. My results will reinforce my beliefs. Very simple, very true. And here's the thing. If right now your beliefs are not where you think they should be, if you're doubting your ability to book shows or welcome new consultants to your team or train those new consultants or help a consultant on your team become a director, if you're doubting that, if you're questioning that, then the beautiful part about the belief triangle is it can be flipped on its side. You can start with the actions that will get you the results that will then develop the belief. And you might be asking myself, what actions do I need to be taking? You do what Melody tells you to do. She has walked this walk. She knows exactly. And I'm going to give you a few tips along the way. But I promise you this, if you simply follow her lead, you will have the success that you're looking for. Your beliefs will determine your actions. Those actions will determine your results. And those results will then reinforce the beliefs. Okay, so that's a really important piece. Now let's talk about what's in it for you as you grow your Pampered Chef business. Now, there are 3 ways that you can earn an income in Pampered Chef, right? There's selling, there's sharing the opportunity, there's developing leaders. Is there anybody in this Zoom room right now who works a full-time job? If you work a full-time job away from Pampered Chef, put a 1 in the chat right now. And let me ask you a question. If you went to your full-time job today, see, we've got a couple, we got a few, right? If you went to your your job today, and your boss says, I have 3 different ways you can earn an income. How many do you want to earn? How many are you going to tell them? You're going to tell them just 1, 2, or 3? My guess is the majority of you would tell them all 3 ways. Guys, there is a lot of money to be made in this business. And I see people leaving money on the table every single month. And the way to ensure that you're taking full advantage of everything Pampered Chef has to offer is to understand the career plan. Read your policy guide. Understand where the money comes. I want you to imagine this, that Warren Buffett, right? He's Berkshire Hathaway. Pampered Chef sits under the umbrella of Berkshire Hathaway. Warren Buffett walks into Andrew Trenor's office every single month. He puts a huge pile of cash. By the way, he's one of the richest men in the world. He puts a huge pile of cash on Andrew Trenor's desk. And he says, this money is for your consultants. You can give it all away this month, as long as they meet the requirements. Are you leaving money on the table every single month? Okay, you could be. Let's make sure that doesn't happen. Okay. So how do you start in this business? Consultants, senior consultants, team leader. The honest part about it is that everyone in Pampered Chef starts in this business exactly the same way. A kit, a dream, and wondering what the heck you just got yourself into. Is that not true, right? Even Doris Christopher almost turned the car around. Read her book, she will tell you halfway to her first show, she was wondering, what did I get myself into? And she wanted to turn that car around and come back. So if that's you, that's normal. We all felt that way. I know I did. My husband thought I got scammed. But let me ask you this. When you start as a consultant in this business, what is the lowest percentage that you can possibly earn on anything you're selling as a consultant in our business? Put it in the chat if you know the number. What is the lowest percentage you can earn as a consultant in our business? 20%, 20%, 20%, 20%, 20%, 20%, 20%. Oh my goodness, there's absolutely no doubt, and it's absolutely correct. The number is 20%. Now let me ask you another question. What is the highest percentage you can earn on your personal sales through commissions and overrides as you move up through the career plan? Put it in the chat. What is the highest commission you can earn on your personal sales through commission and overrides as you move up in the career plan? 27, 27, 29, question mark. And I think after 27, 29, I think. Now, isn't it interesting that when I ask you, what is the lowest amount you can make? You all know it's 20. But when I ask you, what is the most you can make as you advance in the career plan, commissions and overrides together, that no one gets it right. Very telling to me. Okay, the magic number is actually 33% of everything that you're selling. It's earned through commissions and overrides, and I'm going to show you how to do that tonight. And I also want to challenge you to go to Consultants Corner after this call and take a little peek at what our top 25, 50 sellers are selling in the month and divide by 33 and figure out what they're earning on their personal sales. It will blow you away. And if one person can do it, many can do it. That's what I know without a doubt. Holy cow, says Ann Laycock. Okay, consultants, senior consultants and team leaders, here's the chart that shows you. Where'd my other chart go? Hey, it's like I lost a slide here. Okay, I don't know how I lost the slide here, but somehow or another I did. Basically, right, it starts at 20%, but then as you promote, as you hold shows and you're consistent every single month, right? Pampered Chef believes in rewarded consistency every month. You can go from 20 to 25%. And that's as simple as doing anywhere from 6 to 8 shows a month will get you to 25%. Now, once you hit career sales of $15,000, you will then get a 2% bonus for life, which will bring you to 27% of every single thing you're selling. Now, I know that doesn't sound like a lot to go from 25 to 27%, but 2% is a lot. You'd be absolutely amazed at how much that adds up to, okay? Now, once you become a director with Pampered Chef, you now start earning overrides, higher levels of overrides on everything that's you're selling. And in addition to what you're making on your personal sales, you will now earn a 3% override on everything you're selling and everything your team is selling, no matter how big that team gets. So you've gone from 25 to 27 with your 15,000 in lifetime sales to 30% on everything you're selling, and you're earning 3% override on your entire team. In addition to that, you'll earn a $10 activity bonus for every active member of your team, no matter how big your team gets. Now, I know some of you are thinking right now, 3%, $10, Judy, that doesn't sound like much. And you know what? when your team is small, it doesn't add up to life-changing money. But remember, it's no matter how big that team gets. Activity on your team is such an important thing. And you want to make sure as a consultant that you're active every month so that you're reaching for your dreams and goals and that you're earning an income. And as a director, we're going to reward you for helping your people find that success by not only paying you that override, but also giving you that extra $10 activity bonus. You also have the opportunity to earn incentive trip points faster. You can earn a selection of the new season products for free. How many of you love that about your Pampered Chef business as a director, that you get the new products a selection of new products every single season, absolutely free? Yes, yes, yes. You know, I like to say it's Christmas 3 times a year at Pampered Chef. On December 25th, again in March, on March 1st, or actually a little before March, and again in September when all those new products start coming out, right? It's so much fun to be able to do all of that. Now, in order to promote to director at Pampered Chef, you have to meet some minimum requirements, right? And here are those minimum requirements here on the screen for you. It's really simple, right? It's having 5 active consultants on your team, $750 in personal sales, and $5,000 in team sales. We call those the minimum requirements. And quite honestly, it's the law. We have to tell you what the minimum requirements are at every single level at Pampered Chef all the time. Like literally, it is the law. We have to tell you what you need to do as a consultant to be active, and all the way up to executive director like Melody and even beyond. We have to give those minimum requirements. But here's the deal, guys. Just because we have to give you the minimum requirements does not mean that you should be focused on the minimum requirements, but yet you do. I don't want you to focus on the minimums. Quite honestly, the minimums aren't going to make you a lot of money. The minimums are going to get you to a place where you can become a director and continue to build. The minimums are going to give you nice part-time money every single month, but they aren't going to give you career money or full-time money, or I can quit my job now and just do Pampered Chef money. For that, you've got to think beyond the minimums, right? And I want to teach you some words, 5 words that were taught to me over 35 years ago when I started in direct selling. And when you wrap your head around these words and you really understand them, then the sky is the limit for you. And here are those words. Leaders never work to minimums. Write them down. Leaders never work to minimums. Why would you want to just have 5 active consultants when you could have 10 or 15 or 20 or more? Melody, just put in the chat the number of consultants you have in your organization today. Just blow their minds with that number. Why would you want to only sell $750 in a month when you could sell $2,500 or even $5,000 yourself? Some of our top sellers sell 5, 8, 10, 20, 30, 40. Our top seller in the month of March sold over $80,000 worth of product. Divide that number by 3, by 33%, and see what you get. It's craziness. It's like 30 grand. Her check this month, her commission check was almost $30,000. Maybe it was more. Probably was more. Why would you want to have 5,000 in team sales when you could have 10 or 15 or 20? Guys, don't be afraid to dream big. Do not think about the minimums. Always ask yourself, how high can we go? And go out and offer this amazing opportunity to your customers, to your hosts, to friends and family. Because just like you said, it changed your life. It can change their life too. Look at that number Melody put in there. In her entire organization, over 300 consultants. Right? As directors in this group, part of those consultants are in your organization as well. right? But that is what I mean by thinking big. Melody started the same way all of you did, with 1. She promoted to director with 5. She became an advanced director with 1 director in her organization, right? She became a senior director with 4 or 5 directors in her organization. She became an executive leader when she had 8 or more. And the beautiful part is, any one of you could do it too. Don't work to minimums. And also know there's this little program out there called Fast Track Rewards. Not speaking of not working to minimums. This is an amazing program that we have available to every single one of you out there. And this program is not only available to new consultants, but to the recruiting consultants. It is a huge cash bonus that Pampered Chef puts out there for every single new consultant, where as you begin your business, you can earn up to $3,000 in cash bonuses that are paid out in $500, $500, $1,000, and $1,000 increments as you build your business in your first 6 months. If you want to know more about this program, reach out to Melody. But talk about not leaving money on the table. This is money that's left on the table every single month by some people. If you had one of those new consultants start, those 51 new consultants who've already started in 2023 in this organization, or you're one of those 51 new consultants, this money is sitting on the table for you today. Ask Melody how you can get it. Oh, and here's another reason why you want to become a director, because you can earn incentive trip points faster, right? You can sell your heart out and go on an amazing trip. And many of our people are leaving on Wednesday or Thursday this week to go to Cancun. I'm going next Monday for the second wave of Cancun. I cannot wait to see our top performers. Next year, every one of you could be in Punta Cana. Every one of you could be in Boston, celebrating your success as a Pampered Chef leader. And if you want to ensure your success in getting there, promote to director, because there are so many ways to earn points: selling, welcoming new consultants, promoting to director, being qualified as title as a director. This is the way to make this happen. And then there's even more, right? Once you become a director, then you can continue to move up in Pampered Chef's career plan and become an upper level leader, an advanced or a senior director. At these levels, your income continues to grow, and you now have the opportunity to what I like to call full-time income. Here, your 30% on everything you're personally selling with consistency over time, right, becomes 31%. Why? Because instead of getting a 3% override, you're now getting a 4% override. And I know you're thinking right now, 3% to 4%, that is not a lot of money. I am here to tell you, it is huge. That 1% added up as your team grows, everyone on your personal team and everyone in your first generation, our leaders who go from director to advanced director are always amazed at what that 1% actually does for their income. It is huge. As a matter of fact, if you're a consultant, senior consultant, team leader on this call, and you're thinking, oh, directorship, I do want to be a director. I want to earn more of that money. I want to go on those trips. Yes, yes, yes. I love all these, the way Pampered Chef puts this together. I can do that too. Really, this is what you want. This is really where you want to be, because this now starts to become serious income. To become an advanced director, you just need to promote one director in your organization. And basically what you're doing is you're looking for a consultant on your team who wants what you want, who wants to be a director as well. To become a senior director, there needs to be 4 directors in your organization set up in a certain way organizationally. Melody can explain that to you a little bit more. If you're an advanced director today and have questions how you move up, I know that she will be happy to share that with you. But here's the deal, guys. It's first things first. We also have this executive level at Pampered Chef. Our executives continue to earn the 4% override on everything their team sells, everything that first generation sells. But our executives have at least 6 directors in that first generation, sometimes many, many more. And they earn lower percentages on what we call the second generation and the third generation. And this is another example, a little bit of a lot is a lot. At this executive level, I call this career income. Our average executive earns $75,000 to $80,000 a year, and many earn much more. So there is a lot to be earned here. And also at this level, we have this little thing called the car allowance, which is a real fun part. Back in the day, Doris Christopher, when Pampered Chef was growing, there were companies out there like Tupperware who gave out minivans, and Mary Kay who gave out pink Cadillacs. And Doris didn't want to give out cars. She wanted you to be able to pick your own car. So instead of saying you have to drive this, she said, I'm just going to give you cash. And guess what? You can use it on a car or anything you want to use it on. And so at this executive level, there's a $500 at executive, a $700 bonus in addition at senior executive, and a $900 monthly bonus at national executive director. That's huge. That bonus alone will take your family on vacation every year. Oh, but you won't have to go on vacation because you're going to be earning one free. So there you go. It's a great, great thing. All right. I want to show you. Oh my gosh, why are my slides have disappeared? I'm missing some slides. Okay, that's okay. So let me ask you guys a question. For those of you who already are a director here at Pampered Chef, what has being part of the Pampered Chef leadership team meant to you? If you're in this room right now and you're currently a director, I want you to type in the chat, what has it meant to you to become part of the Pampered Chef leadership team? And I would love you to just take a second and share that in the chat with me. I can see people are typing. I'm just going to wait for them to start coming in. Because we've talked a lot about the money, right? And how you can earn more income. But it comes right down to it. What does it mean? There we go. It has given me a confidence I never knew I had about myself. It gives me pride to see those on my team to be successful. I'm like a proud mama. Christy, I love that for so many reasons. Because it really is true, right? Melody says many friendships working with a group of amazing leaders. Yeah, absolutely. You know, I bet we could go around this entire room and ask every director in this organization what it meant to them. Christy says relationships that you would have never had. Holly says it has brought me out of my shell. I feel like I'm helping people get what they want out of life. Great, there's so much more to it than just the money and the trip points and all of those things. It's the community that you build. It's knowing that you're giving people an opportunity that actually can change their life and often does change their life. We can talk about the money all day, but at the end of the day, being a director at Pampered Chef and being part of this leadership team, this amazing, strong, growing leadership team that weathered that storm, you know, that COVID storm in 2020 and 2021, and knowing that you have that sisterhood and that brotherhood, right, of being together and helping each other achieve their goals, whatever those goals might be. That is what being part of this leadership team is. And you might ask yourself, as you see all these numbers, how do I create that level of success? What are the things that I can do to create that success? Because Judy, you can talk about it all night long. Yep, I get it. There's money to be made. Yep, I get it. It's a great community and people support each other and I get to set my goals and work for myself instead of working for somebody else, making them rich. Instead, I'm gonna do it for me and for my family. But how do you create it? And here's the magic. I'm going to share with you a few things before we end tonight. Here is the magic. It really, look at Mandy says, made many friends that she had never had before. I love seeing that. Me too. You know that? This actually is my family. It's amazing. Here's how you make it happen. It's consistent, sustainable, intentional actions that are going to create the success that you're looking for. Consistent, putting the right behaviors and the right habits in place to create that success. What are the things that you are willing to do daily, weekly, and monthly that you do consistently, habitually to have success? And are they sustainable? So often I see people go crazy. They're like, okay, I'm going to make, 100 contacts this week. And then they make the 100 contacts and like, oh my gosh, like I can't keep doing this. Yeah, nope, nobody could. Wouldn't it make more sense to just do something more consistent and decide, you know what, I'm going to make 10 reach outs a day, 5 days a week, no matter what. I'm going to ask every single host if they'd be interested in learning more about Pampered Chef and joining my team, no matter what. What are consistent and sustainable activities that you can do daily, weekly, and monthly to have the success you're looking for? I know Melody can share those with you because she does them herself. The question is, what does it look like for you? And intentional. What I mean by intentional is ask yourself this question: is what I am doing right now an income generating activity? Is what I am doing right now an income generating activity? I see so many people. I've got to clean my office. I've got to organize my office. I've got to clean up my email. I got to go take this course and learn this. Well, sometimes that is an income generating activity, to be honest, unless you're hiding behind it. Are you hiding behind Canva and Facebook? Or are you using that to really create what it is that you're wanting to happen? It's about those consistent, sustainable, and intentional activities that are going to get you the success. And I'm going to give you a couple things that you can do to achieve that success. Number one, you must focus on your bookings. This is the foundation of every single thing you do. It is the foundation your business stands on week after week, month after month, and it will make you great. And if you in a month, and if you do more than 8, yay, it's going to make you greater. But 8 will make you great in this business. Here's what your booking mantra should be. Your job's not through until you've booked 2. Write it down, live by it. And I'm going to explain it so you understand what I mean by this mantra. Yeah, we all want to book 2 shows from every show you do, but that's not what this mantra is saying. It says my job is not through until I've booked 2 for every show I've held this week. Somebody shared this with me 35 years ago. I lived by it. And it was why I was one of the top TED sellers across the company, month after month after month. And I will tell you that all of our top sellers in this company live by this. Every Sunday, you look at your calendar and you ask yourself, how many shows am I holding this week? If the answer is 1, by the end of the week, you have to book 2. If you're holding 2 shows, by the end of the week, you have to book 4. If you're holding 4 shows, by the end of the week, you have to book 8. All the shows don't necessarily come from the shows. Some shows you'll book 1, some you'll book 0, some you'll book 4. These bookings will come from shows, they'll come from reach outs, but I promise you this, if you book 2 for every show you have on your calendar every single week, you will have a growing, thriving, successful business, and you will be making serious money. Because it doesn't take much to do the math to figure out that if you do this for about 4 to 6 weeks and you achieve this, that pretty soon you're going to have more shows than you know what to do with. And that's a good thing, because along the way, you're going to be recruiting hosts and hostesses. And you're going to be sharing those parties that came from their shows with them. And you're going to be able to do it with confidence that you still have a growing, thriving business. Does that make sense? If that makes sense, just put 1 in the chat. Your job's not through until you book 2. Second, you want to focus on recruiting, right? Somebody once told me that there is a recruit at every show. What's not at every show is the recruiter. Think about that for a minute. There's a recruit at every show. What's not at every show is the recruiter. Do you go to every show looking for people that would be good for Pampered Chef and Pampered Chef would be good for them? Do you understand that you are not just a recruiter? That you're a talent scout, a community builder, a flexibility provider, a life changer. That we offer so much to so many. Our job is to offer. Their job is to say yes or say no or say, call me back in a month. And it really doesn't matter what they say. Because if you ask enough people, you will find people to join your team. Especially if you do it from here, from your heart. Especially you do it as a go-giver rather than a go-getter. What is it that you have to offer them? So much, right? Always remember, ask every host, look for the rock star guests, share your story, and follow up. Those are the magic 4. Ask every host 5 times. Ask every rock star guest, share your story in every show, and follow up. Fortune truly is in the follow-up. And finally, focus on developing directors. If you're a director at Pampered Chef, within your personal team, there are people who are looking at you wondering if they could have what you have. And they just don't have that belief yet. What they're telling themselves every day may not be that they can. It may be more that they're questioning if they could. And our job as leaders is to help people have that belief, to be that belief until theirs catches up. So third, you want to focus on promoting directors and remember to do it consistently and intentionally so that you get that success that you are looking for. So here's my last question to you for tonight. Who is ready to move up in the career plan? Who is ready, right, to become a director? Or if you're already a director, to move up to upper level or move up to executive. But remember, first things first. If you're a director today, you cannot say to me, Judy, I want to be an executive. That can be a long-term plan, but I'm a huge believer in first things first, because you can't become a senior director until you're an advanced director. You can't become an executive until you're a senior director, right? First things first. So who's ready? I am, me. I am, but I have to get to work. Yes, David, you do. But it's not hard work, remember? It's just consistent, sustainable, intentional activities. So if you know you're in for good, I want you to do this, to decide right now, today. I want you to pick up your phone, open your text messaging or open your private messaging, and I want you to text Melody. And if you have a director in between you and Melody, them. So 1 or 2 or 3 people sometimes could be on this text. And if you were ready to move up in the text, I want you to text them this. I want you to know I am ready to move up in the career plan, and I see myself as a director, advanced director, senior director. Remember, first things first. On what date? And here's the other thing, anything can happen in this business in 90 days or less. As a matter of fact, I believe this organization could go to senior executive team in the next 90 days. If you guys all focused on it and went for it. Anything can happen in this business in 90 days. You can become director, advanced director, senior director, if that's what you want. But first things first, next level first. And by the way, a really great goal date right now is June 1st. I don't usually share goal dates with people, but let me tell you something. If you promote by June 1st, so you'd have all this month, all of April, all of May, you'll be recognized at our amazing national conference and be able to go to our amazing director level party, director training. It's going to be something else. Okay. Melody, I hope that your text lighting up right now. Are you getting texts and private messages? I hope it's happening right now. Who texts? Just put a 1 in the chat if you texted Melody. Put a 1 in chat. Let me know if you texted Melody. Yes, Christy. Good. I'm so glad for you. Christy, you got this, girl. Christy and Christy, you guys need to be partners in this, right? Michelle said, I will. She hasn't done it yet, but she will. I love that. Mandy has texted her. I love that. Here's the thing I want you all to remember. If you're sitting here thinking, should I, shouldn't I? What should I do? My message to you is don't be a shouldhead. This isn't really my message. It's really Rory Vaden's message. Don't be a shouldhead. Just decide. In Rory Vaden's book, Take the Stairs, he says, don't be a shouldhead. Do you know what a shouldhead is? A shouldhead is somebody said, I should have did this and I should have done that. If only I did this, I should have. Don't be a shouldhead. Just decide. Because the fact is in this business is you don't have to be great to start. But you do have to start to be great. In this business, you earn while you learn. And you have a beautiful team around you who wants to support you in doing that. Okay. So I want to thank you guys all for taking this time to join us. I know Melody has a little bit more that she wants to share with you tonight as we close up. I do have to run because I have another meeting that actually started 4 minutes ago that I have to go over and join here in a little minute. But I do want you to know that it's been my absolute pleasure to be part of this team meeting tonight. I hope I've inspired a few of you to believe in yourself a little more, to believe in everything the Pampered Chef has to offer. And I hope that you do put steps in place to do those consistent, sustainable, and intentional activities that I know you are all capable of. I'm looking for great things to come out of this organization. I know they're going to happen, and I can't wait to talk to Melody and see you all at National Conference. Okay, everyone?
Thank you, Judy.
You're welcome. Bye, everybody.
Okay, guys, so I hope that was inspiring for you. I hope your thoughts and your thinking through all of the possibilities. And there are some leaders on here. And so if you have not messaged your leader yet, be sure to do that. Next Tuesday, the next 2 Tuesdays. So if you're like, okay, I want this, I want more, but I don't have bookings and I don't know where to start and I don't know what my next step is. Okay. That is what we are here to help you with. Okay. So next Tuesday, which is the 18th, we are going to kick off a booking blitz. Okay. And we're going to have a call on the 18th. And if you are wanting more out of your business, okay, that is a chance for me to share how to get some bookings, how to get your calendar filled. And then on the 25th, same thing. Okay, we're going to spend the next 2 weeks, 18th and the 25th, working on getting our calendars to where they need to be. Okay, so that in May, we're going to kick off a program that's going to help you reach your leadership that you're wanting. Okay, so the first step is obviously getting the bookings on your calendar. Okay, because it's going to be really hard to reach some of these goals if you don't have the bookings. Okay, so first step, let's get those bookings. Then we're going to work on helping you reach, those 5 consultants that she talked about. Okay, and some of those other requirements. We're going to go over all of those things and how to get to that. Okay, but it starts with the bookings, and then we're going to go into, okay, now how do I recruit? How do I do that? Okay, so we're here to help you. Okay, we don't expect you to know all of these things now. Okay, and these leaders that are on here, they walked through these trainings first as well. Okay, so we're here to help you with those next steps, but do write April 18th, April 25th on your calendar. Those are the first steps where we're going to help you get those bookings and get your calendar where you want it to be so you can reach these goals. Okay, so does anyone have any questions?
What time's the meetings?
Okay, hold on. I wrote it on my calendar. What time? Let me see. 8 o'clock. I like to do it a little bit later than dinner time. So 8 o'clock both nights.
And that's Central Time, correct?
And Central Time, yeah, because on the 25th, my youngest has a baseball game at 6 o'clock. And so and I wanted to keep it consistent. I didn't want to do one time at 8, one time at 7. And so I just thought, okay, if I make them both at 8 o'clock, then we're consistent across the board since my son has a game on that second Tuesday. So write down 8 o'clock Central Time for both of those. And we will help you get your calendars booked, okay? And leaders, if you have anyone that wasn't able to make it tonight, be sure to share the recording with them so that they can have this information as well. So, but thank you guys for coming and showing up tonight. Showing up is the first step, okay? Showing up and saying, I want more for this business. That's what comes first, okay? So you guys made the first step in deciding, you know what? I don't know. I'm scared. I'm sure. I'm not where I want to be, but I want to get there. Okay. That's what we want to help you with. Okay. So we all started out here. And when she was talking, and I think I was at one point, that chart that she showed, I was one of those numbers on there. Okay. I went to home office and I did this program, and I was talking to one of the leaders today, and I will tell you, everything I wanted to achieve in this business, I did it by having 8 shows a month and 2 recruits, adding 2 people. I earned every trip. I became an executive. Okay, so if you're like, oh my gosh, some of these people have 16 to 20 parties, I just can't maintain that. That's not what I did. Okay, so when Judy says this is how you can achieve it, it's true. Okay, I am living proof that that is what I did to achieve the goals that I have achieved in this business. Okay, it's nothing crazy numbers and we got to have extreme things. Okay, it is so achievable, so achievable. Okay, so those are the things that we want to help you with. But those numbers are true, and people really have had that success. They're numbers that are pulled off of actual people that have made it happen. So it's definitely possible. So I hope you walk away thinking, and this is a question that I've been asking a lot of my leaders, if you knew you could not fail and failing was not a possibility, where would you want to be in this business? Okay, so think through that. If failing was not an option and you weren't scared of failing, where would you want to be? Okay. The sign on my wall. Oh, the green one, that one. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. That one, that one. It says, and I put this up in 2020 when everything, like Judy was talking, was crazy, but it says, A pivot is a change in strategy without a change in vision. So a pivot is a change in strategy without a change in vision. So sometimes we have to pivot a little bit and change how we get to where we want to go. And I've learned that a lot in this business because I've been in this business 11 years. Okay, so I became a director in my first year. I became an advanced director within the next year. Then the next year I became a senior. Okay, and then I became an executive. And we've been an executive team for 5 years now. Okay, so we've been at this point for a while. So we're a great organization. Okay, and I know we are at a point of we're ready to grow and we're ready to go. So I hope you all hold on, and I hope that you are along for this ride because it's about to get fun. So, all right, guys. Well, you guys have a great evening, and I am super excited to start kicking things off with you guys next week. Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.